Well, I figured make a video here before it gets dark in the next hour or so. We're picking. I think, well, I serviced the combine, had to drive it through town, and we're kind of just on the outskirts of town. Technically it's a city address, but it feels like county pretty much. There's a kind of a new development around a golf course, so I guess kind of we're right in the city. But anyways, it's November 1st, and I don't know, the picking itself is going great. The first two semis, we got an empty semi stuck, and then we got a loaded semi stuck. So we had to pull both of those out with the grain carts. That took, you know, I'm sure we took about an hour to do that between the two semis. But other than that, I mean, it's mushy out here. We haven't been able to sidewind very often. A couple passes we were able to sidewind, but I don't know, it's just been stopping and dumping. The combine just floats right through it. It's amazing. There's my mud hog pitch for this video. I'm done with that, but I don't know, this new, well, it's not new, but we finally got the yield monitor working, and I don't know, it hasn't, I don't think it was calibrated. Maybe moisture wise it was calibrated, but I don't think it's too far off, because it's reading right now that the corn is 16.6%. We had a heavy dew slash mist slash light rain last night on Halloween in the evening. We picked through it, but overnight a dew set in pretty good. But it's reading right now 160 bushels an acre. I think that's probably pretty accurate. You get closer to these headlands where this pond is, and they drops down to about 110, 100. And then in other areas, in the long stretches, the highest I saw it get today was 215. So, but I'm sure, you know, with all these low spots, and there's a lot of deer. I've seen 2 bucks. I actually saw 2 bucks fight for a while, and then one of them left, and the one's still over behind me here off in the tree line watching. But anyways, yeah, what I was getting at is between all the deer damage and some of the wet areas, there's standing water in some areas, but then those long areas that have 180 to 200 bushels an acre, this thing's reading. I'm sure it's gonna all average out though to be right around that 170 or so, 175 maybe. But things are going good. That John Deere dealer, SEMA, I don't know. I guess it's up in the air now if we're gonna get that demo. I'd like to, don't get me wrong, I'd like to do it, but that S550, the one they were gonna bring, it's just 2-wheel drive. And honestly, in this field, this is one of the fields I thought we could maybe run it on. And I bet you I could count the number of passes that I've made on one hand that a 2-wheel drive combine could have made it through. And I'm not exaggerating. Even like going up these hills, we were sinking in. You probably can't see my ruts, but on the hills, you'd sink in, going up and downhill. And some of the low spots were firm. It's been weird. I figured this would be one of the drier ones, but we've been fighting mud with the semis and the cart, and we're actually loading the semis out on the city street. There's like I said, a golf course, a senior living facility, and a few other things that are out in this area. So there's a little bit of traffic, but we're not blocking too much. I don't think we've got the police called on us for blocking the road. When I pull the cart out there to load, you can still get by 1 lane of traffic, so I don't think it's an issue. We really don't have any other option, quite honestly. The next field we're gonna go to is right in town, and it's like 55 acres or something, so that'll take all day tomorrow. I'm hoping to get up there tonight and open it up, but same deal. We have to, the only way we've ever been able to load out there is to pull the semis in the field, and that ain't gonna work. There's absolutely no way. Even in a dry year, it's pretty touch and go to get the semis up this huge hill and into the field. So I think we're gonna have to load on the city street. That road's a little busier, but I don't know. There's no other way for us to do it, so I'm just gonna kind of see how it goes and try not to disturb people's travels as much as we possibly can. And we're actually not even dragging any mud out on the field right now, because I just leave the cart parked in a dry area, and then I drive across the hilltops and then get out, and I don't bring any mud on the road. So we're actually better off that way, because if we brought the semis in when we got them stuck, there's a lot of mud on this driveway from coming out between the duals. So I don't know, just one of those falls. So yeah, just a quick update that we're back in some better corn. It's holding 160 an acre right now, pretty steady, and things are going. We're keeping forward momentum. Not covering the acreage a day that I'd hoped, but I think today we'll be right around 40, 45, maybe 50. But like I said, we had to fight the semis around lunchtime, so we'll see. We'll see how late we go, and we'll probably hit it again early tomorrow morning, and go from there. So acre counter, I don't know, it's reading 120 right now that this thing's been on for, but I'm not so sure. Well, for example, I mean, when you get into some mud and you got to pick the head up a little bit, it doesn't count those acres when you can hear it chirping. Like that chirp right there, that means that the head's up and it's not counting. Well, sometimes you leave ruts next to your last pass, so then you got your float your head up so you don't put mud in. Well, then this thing isn't logging it, so it's nice. We don't have the memory card, nor do we have our GPS hooked up to it this year, just because we weren't expecting it to run this year. So it's more so just for reference right now for the guy driving the combine. So we're not going to be able to kick out any maps that I know of. I think we got a memory card probably maybe when we bought the combine, when he bought the combine laying around somewhere, but we'd have to find it and whatnot. But it just helps give us an idea on the field. I think it's probably fairly accurate, but we'll see. We'll do some actual math when we bring loads in. So I'll keep this one short. So